its mane, it turns into a plane, and then it turns back again when you tug on its wing.
Hello, and welcome to Good Luck Podcast. My name is SUNSfan. Joining me as always, Reaves and Xenocide. This is episode number 50. 50, the Popo, whatever you want to call it. And as a thank you to everybody, since we were still around after 50 episodes, which is shocking to me, we're going to have a special guest, a.k.a. my brother, at the end for another epic story.
The Seinfeld/Friends of casting now, except not really, but...
Who's Phoebe?
That's not Seinfeld.
He said
slash
friends.
friends.
I'm George. I call George.
No, I'm not Phoebe. I'm like Joey. Like good looking but kind of stupid, you know?
I could go with Joey. I like Joey.
Yeah.
Well, you can't alternate genders. You have to pick one or the other.
Well, why would I be the girl?
You could be Phoebe
I
slash
hate
Joey.
You guys.
That works.
So with this, we
Joey
have
while
GB.
sleeping with Phoebe.
We have Lion versus CFG for the Swedish Championship Qualifier. That's all I know about this. I actually stole this replay from somebody, so my apologies whoever called this, but we just had no other choice here. Yeah.
Cutsies.
But now that the bans are over, Reaves, why don't you go over the bans as a special 50 episode present to you?
Hooray! Alright, for bands we have Silhouette, Wild Soul, Plague Rider, Hellbringer, it's weird, Parasite, Torturer, Polywog, Crack.
What's weird? That you couldn't think of the name for Hellbringer?
No, I didn't have, so I had the overlay, the replay control over him, so I'm like, oh, move! And I had ice in my mouth. It's weird that you let me talk. I wasn't prepared.
So, just to clarify for people, this is actually before the patch, the big auto balance patch, which is kind of unfortunate, but we kind of came to the last minute trying to find a replay, whatever.
Well, I guess when every single person has a Soul's Bulwark and talk about how it's slightly nerfed, and it didn't really do much of anything. But that's okay.
No, now it takes at least like 4 more creeps before you can build it.
10% longer, I think is what the quote was. 10% longer to get the rigged item. But both teams can get it, so it's even.
It's not even 10% of the gold unless you retroactively. Anyways, good times. We do have the fun matchup here. Team Config, like if they were French Canadian and this is Counter-Strike, I'd think they're like an online team only. But,
I didn't even think about that, yeah.
Yeah, I guess we're, that's kind of I feel like they have like a CS background with a name like that. But you never know. It'll be curious to see this and kind of see how retroactively this game kind of plays in comparison to, of course, now with the nice big balance patch, which, I think we can take a little bit of time as they're discussing their picks to kind of go over what your guys' thoughts are on that whole patch. And
this is a blast from the past.
It is.
It's like going back in time. I thought the patch was pretty amazing for the most part, other than not really doing anything with, I don't care about 200 gold for Soul's Bulwark. It's still completely rigged. Other than that, everything's pretty good.
They just like nerfed everybody and gave like 2 heroes a buff. That's all.
You might want to read the patch notes.
The patch notes have really nothing to do with that. I think buffing Congress substantially was the best thing from my point of view.
Yep.
It just became something where it's too easy to do with minus armor items, too easy to do later in the game. So that was very good, and it seemed like a lot of their other choices, for the most part, were revolved around trying to balance kind of the discrepancy right now between the ranged heroes and melee heroes. You can tell that a lot of their focus was on trying to give melee heroes in general just a little bit of a buff to make them more played, I think, in games these days, because not that melee heroes are bad, but a lot of times, like for example, like Hammerstorm, who they tried to buff, he's pretty much like that support hero that you get a couple items on. He doesn't really do anything. So I think they're going to kind of go back and...
I don't think that change to Hammerstorm is that big of a deal. I think it's just more of a wake-up call to people to say, this is a carry hero.
He actually can auto-attack, yeah.
Yeah, and they can't purge his ultimate like in Dota, so... he's ridiculous if you play him right. Anyway, going over some of the picks here, as I forgot to mention, Lion picked up Era not too long ago, and he's been working out pretty well from what we've seen on the competitive scene. He's basically the carry hero, and that's pretty much what Lion was missing. And right now, I think they're considered a top 5 team, to be honest. But looking at these picks for CFG, Team Config, We have Corrupted Disciple, Hammerstorm, Pyromancer, and Rhapsody so far. I mean, I guess
it'll be interesting to see
Corrupted and
Rhapsody
Tri-Lane.
before the big nerf to healing and
Yeah.
all that with the creeps. So
It's bloody brilliant. I think they nerfed her a little too hard, to be honest. I
They
enjoyed
nerfed
watching her.
really hard.
Oh, if Era picks Solsu, that's pretty much his bread and
Well,
butter.
what was it? Like they made it so that her heal does half damage and half heal to creeps, I think.
Yeah. I think it's still good. It's just probably a little too much on that end. As there is Era on Soul Stealer, his main hero, really. I mean, he's good with a lot of heroes, but that is the hero that he became famous with. So he'll definitely be mid. And then we have Magnus, Myrmidon, and Pharaoh and Nymphora last picks. Pharaoh solo with an interesting Magnus, Myrmidon, Nymphora tri-lane, I'm guessing. Kind of seems like more of a death tri-lane. I mean, who are you going to give the farm to? Maybe Magnus getting the early PK?
yeah.
Maybe they're
That
not even
or-
going to tri-lane.
They could make a beefy Myrmidon. It's not a bad thing, but
That is a bad thing.
no, it's not.
That's probably the worst
For the
hero you
most
could
part,
choose.
No, you just build Elder Parasite on him and you just run at them.
Is that still a recommended item?
I don't know.
Oh, looks like we have Pebble's last pick for config, so that's going to be the mid versus Solstice. I kind of like that matchup for him. Although he is going against Era, so I don't know who Mzai is, you know, since I know a lot about all these players. But what do you guys think about that lineup? What are their lanes going to be?
Well, I mean, you're talking about kind of the potential for Death Tri-Lane, and I think that CFG, if they decide to run something like Pyro, Hammerstorm, Corrupted, or something like that, and maybe just try and throw Rhapsody off into the side lane, although, you know, they're probably going to have Rhapsody help out in the Tri-Lane if they do anything like that. You know, I don't know. It seems like they have good stun potential on that team for the most part. They have a lot of nice, easy initial stunning action with Hammerstorm, and then of course follow up with some nice magic damage, Pyro and all that stuff. Overall,
They have a lot of choices with lanes too. I mean, they don't even have to put
yeah,
Pebbles mid. They
it's
can
a
put
very
them in the
flexible
tri-lane.
lineup, I guess,
Yeah.
and both sides have a general heal of some sort. Rhapsody, I think,
It depends on if they have somebody like Snoopy on their team going, I can do this with Rhapsody, let me solo side.
Yeah, and for the most part, it's something I don't think we'll see too much, but you know, you never know. It seems like a lot of times these days people have been getting a lot more, I don't want to say creative with their general lane lineups, but it seems like, I guess, people have gone away from more of the, we're doing
Cookie
a
cutter.
tri-lane every single time, no matter what, and then we get pushed against and lose and all this stuff. I think the one good thing that Han has done with the addition of, you know, all these crazy pushing, healing, Souls Bulwarky type lineups is they've really made people kind of consider how to win with maybe a later game carry earlier in the game. So
Look at this.
it's been a good thing in that regard, as we do have a little bit of a gank setup probably going on here for config, trying to be aggressive right away against the more famous Lion team, which is always, yeah, I feel like this is something that we kind of do. Like anytime we go against like a crazy good team, like the first thing we do is like, okay, 5-man gank their jungle, let's go.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, this
And
is smart
then it
because
works
like I feel like in the past maybe I don't know 2 months, like the creep blocking at mid's gotten much more popular, and they're taking advantage of it with this gank because they're gonna hope he's creep blocking and just hop on his face the second he's past them.
Well, this is also somewhat of a risk because you have to get a kill, or else
Yeah.
it's pretty much kind of you're down one creep wave, maybe even two in some cases. Look at
But
Pharaoh's items
look-
at top.
look at it
by the
working.
way. He's got boots. As we're gonna see a gank here at mid, stun from Hammerstorm on a Magnus. Is he gonna be able to stun out in time? There's the stun up from Pyro and Nymphora, and there it is, bloodlust kill onto Magnus. So it ends up being worth it in the end, as the tower is just, you know, doing its own
And
thing.
they're pulling that creep wave away.
I mean, that's
Well, that doesn't really do anything, but
I don't know. With 4 people, you don't really get much XP. You're actually gonna get more XP from the first wave of the creeps. So, I mean, we'll actually end up seeing if that ends up mattering. But Soul Stealer is actually soloing bottom, so that is a. I guess
yeah,
it's.
they're changing things up a little bit. It looks like they're lining up for a 2-2-1, actually putting Nymphora and Magnus in mid right off the bat, and then having this Myrmidon Soul Stealer lane at bottom, which is kind of a little bit weird. Maybe they're thinking they would match up against the side lane solo for config there, but overall not too bad, as we have actually a Nymphora in mid. Nymphora is going to get absolutely destroyed. You see, I mean, that's just so much stunning power right off the bat with those 3 heroes that's going to be pretty hard, even with a hero that has, you know, escape like Magnus. You just have to see him play very passive, because I think he can pretty much get stun locked, or if he gets Rhapsody's staccato on him, he can still get stunned out of his steam bath if she saves it appropriately there. So that's going to be a little bit of a rough lane if they decide to play that very aggressively.
Yeah, so CFG off to a great start, and we didn't even mention top lane, Corrupted versus Pharaoh, which is the best
well,
possible
we all know,
matchup.
yeah, that's like the favorite matchup for Corrupted here. So I think that will go well for them overall.
As we got some action bottom, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like Myrmidon
wow.
will go down there, and Hammerstorm is going to get away safe and sound, looping back into maybe help out this Pyro. Pyro hits the stun, but is only level 1, so not going to output that much damage. Solstice is going to continue trying to harass it. I mean, he has 8 souls, so he is going to do a lot of damage, but does not take down the Pyro there. And now we're going to have Hammerstorm push him back to the tower, and that'll be that. It
kills me being like 3 seconds ahead of you guys all the time.
Indeed.
I just make noises. I'm like, don't tell, just make noises.
Oh no, middle. Oh no, there was stun on top of Magnus from Pebbles. The initiation actually started from Magnus, started out pretty well, but just too much from Hellborn at this point. They're gone off to a huge lead here.
Just feels like they haven't learned their lesson there.
Nymphora!
Yes, Reaves?
Oh, Nymphora. Did it happen
yeah,
for you? Nymphora's dead!
As we have more action bottom, the Soulseer is just getting manhandled. Not any mana on Hammerstorm or Pyro at this point. Pyro is actually getting killed by Myrmidon, so a little bit of a revenge kill there.
I think kill there on Hammerstorm too, so great job by them. Overall, I mean, it's curious because I'm not going to lie.
Exciting game! The guy we stole this from is going to be pissed.
In a high-level game, like, when's the last time you've actually seen Soulstealer in a sideline?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I'm just going to say never. Like, literally, I don't think I've seen that.
It's good in today's quote-unquote metagame. I hate to use that word now. I've been using it so much. But it's actually good because he's going to get ganked mid. And if he's bottom, he's less chance of getting ganked. And he has a better transition into the neutral creeps once he levels up his hand. So it makes a lot of sense if you want to play him in this current quote-unquote metagame as top lane, Pharaoh taking a ton of damage as expected from Corrupted. I'm actually surprised Corrupted has not gotten a kill yet, but he has leveled up level 2 Conduit at this point, which is definitely what you need to do. As we have mid action yet again, Nymphora going to get killed there, and now action onto Magnus. I mean, it's just non-stop.
Well, and then Magnus like stunned to try to save her, and then immediately was like, if they had mana, he'd have been in trouble. It's
yeah, and I feel like overall, like, you probably had them run this lineup to go against the Soulstealer mid and shut down his farm, because he wouldn't really be able to do anything against that either. But at the same time, it's working out so well for them anyways with Soulstealer at that bottom. I mean, they're still destroying Magnus and Nymphora, so I think, you know, CFG's done a good job with their lineup doing what they've been doing in mid and basically allowing Pebbles to get free farm and get a lot of kills there. As we have action at bottom, another kill for that Myrmidon Soulstealer lane, which is basically tearing it up at this point.
Well,
so
look
they're
at this. I
doing
mean,
pretty well.
Look at the golden minute right now. Soulstealer's doing good at 342, but
I
Pebbles is actually above 400.
Oh my god, Corrupted got killed by Pharaoh. How's that even possible?
Yeah, that's interesting. Not really sure how that ended up happening.
Yeah, maybe we're going to start from... Oh, a nice disjoint from Magnus there. And Pebbles is going to try to save Rhapsody. Looks like it's going to be enough, actually. Now, the thing I want to note here is Pebbles is actually an excellent pick as long as he's getting good farm, which he is right now, because other than Pharaoh, it's insta-give on literally every hero if you can get off to a good start. The biggest snowball hero in the game right now.
And I'm going to have to... I wish one of us had seen how... No, I wish one of us had seen how Pharaoh killed CD.
Yeah, I have no idea. He's
well, actually, how of it is he turned on hell freaking fire and auto attack the entire time. As Corrupt is now going to put some pressure onto Pharaoh. There we have action in mid, man. There's action everywhere as Magnus does go down to Pebbles. Pebbles is now kind of stuck there. We'll see if Myrmidon can get down a field or anything. There's the toss going in, taking him down as well. Great play by Pebbles there, and you can see him really using the fog to his advantage.
He tossed his salad so hard, I'm not going to lie.
Indeed.
And his golden minute shoots up to almost 500.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, I guess someone's going to be going for a sub 10-minute Blink Dagger / Portal Key. But I think one of the reasons why Pharaoh's doing so well is he picked up an early boots, and Corrupted, I think, just got his, so he's not really able to throw that Corrupted Conduit onto him and get that many charges, so that's worked out well for Pharaoh so far on that top lane.
Yeah, actually, I was wondering why he got that, and I didn't realize they apparently knew he was going to go against Corrupted, so that is a really good point.
Looks like Pebbles just finished his Steam Boots completely at 6 minutes.
No, I mean, if you're Pebbles, sure, that's fine, but, like, just go for the fucking Blink right away.
I actually disagree. I think Steam Boots is fine. I'd go for Steam Boots first. And does he have a bottle? Yeah, he has a bottle.
Yep.
So I wouldn't.
Yeah.
And he has a power supply. So I don't expect to chalice at any point. So I think Blink Dagger is going to be next.
I mean, look how much damage he's
Action
doing just
mid,
for hitting.
Yeah,
right
Magnus
now.
is gonna. Oh god,
Ow.
please just die so I don't look like an idiot. Oh god, oh god, please.
Yes!
Oh no.
And so
No.
it returns once again the
No.
SUNSfan death call. On the
but
other hand,
Aura's gonna die.
Aura's
Yes.
gonna go down.
Oh.
And now it looks like
Oh.
Magnus is
Oh please no, just die once. One death.
Oh.
Oh god,
not
Magnus,
dead.
why?
Not infected.
Why do you
So,
play with
in
my
your face.
emotions? God. Ah.
Yeah, I was gonna agree with Xeno at first, but now I like the steam boots because he seriously just like ran at Nimbora, blocked her, and smacked her in the face till she died.
As they're gonna be pushing this tower pretty early, which is actually
No mana required.
yeah, it's actually good against double when you have two mid, because you don't really have a big time farmer in this case in Soul Stealer that can just take advantage of that. As
And
top lane gonna have more
Pyro,
action,
trouble.
Pyromancer's gonna initiate on by Myrmidon. Does not get stunned, but nice hand from Era there to get the kill on him. Meanwhile, mid we're gonna have more action. Pebbles and Rhapsody are pretty low, but Nymphoria is just gonna get dumped on here. Level 5 Magnus is gonna have a stun up in 2 seconds. He's gonna get stunned immediately by Pebbles. Are they gonna be able to get the kill beforehand? Okay, Rhapsody died, and Magnus will live to tell another
Big
horse.
plays for him. At least he didn't die and he picked up a kill there. Yeah,
Wow, why
obviously at
can't all
some point
games
you
be this way?
wanna kill Pebbles, but hey, yeah, you'll take that. It's going to be interesting here because at that top lane you do have CD, even though he did die to Pharaoh
his
right
creep
away.
score
He's
is
farming
ridiculous.
very well. It's 32 and 22 versus 16 and 11. Whereas, Era at that bottom lane of Soul Stealer is at 43 and 21, so out farming him by a little bit, but that's
as
okay.
expected, though.
It is Soul Stealer after all, so it's not really something too surprising there. I'll be curious to see what Corrupted decides to go for his first item, if he's going to go straight for something like a Helm of the Black
Ooh,
Legion. We have
initiation
action
onto Soul
at
Stealer.
bottom, a stun going on to Soul Stealer, and he will go down to that Hammerstorm. Who's now going to continue chasing on this Myrmidon. Who's going to run back, use that waveform to get back to the tower there, and that's all she wrote for there. But at least they did a good job. I think
Top.
Soul Stealer is one of those heroes where you have to gank him. As speaking of ganks, we have a gank on top. Pharaoh goes down.
I like what
to
Pebbles
this
is doing
Pebbles,
here.
who's basically just crapping on
Dominating
faces
the
right now.
game.
Well, he's not doing the combo immediately. He's getting auto attacks in the meantime with those steam boots. So he's actually doing more damage.
That's the
at
one
this point.
benefit of Steam Boots or any attack speed item on him is between your toss and your stun, you can get in those extra attacks, do a lot of damage. As we have action at bottom, it's back and forth. Magnus goes down to that wave from Pyromancer. Myrmidon's just throwing down one field. I'm not really sure how that didn't hit, but now we're gonna have Myrmidon a little bit of trouble. We'll see if the waveform will be enough, as they do not have boots. And there, from behind, a Soul Stealer coming in, and man,
my God.
Rhapsody
There's Pharaoh.
barely manages to get away, and now Pharaoh's in the mix too. What the heck is going on here? They're going to be able to take down both Pyro and Hammerstorm there. It looks like Rhapsody's going to be like, yeah, thanks guys, thanks for the help, but I'm gonna head
And
back
top
to
lane's
base.
gonna get pushed. So when you have a Pebbles, you want to push, get lane control, and also obviously the early gold helps in aiding towards a portal key, which he has almost enough for it now. He needs like 400 at this point. I mean, this is ridiculous. He's gonna have like an 11-minute PK with steam boots and bottle with power supply. So he's gonna. I don't know what they can do to contain him, considering their team is so, other than Pharaoh, so squishy.
Well, the other issue is they only have one ward up on the map right now, and they need to get a ward up for that Soul Stealer there at bottom. Other than that lane one that they just threw down there, they do actually get an early tower kill, which I think that'll be okay for them as long as they have that ward up. It also prevents people from TPing in and getting some nice ganks onto that Soul Stealer there. So we'll see. The obvious downside is it keeps the lane pushed up much.
Well, and as you
harder,
guys
but,
said, it's going to turn into basically Pebbles going, who do I want to kill now that I have the mana to combo somebody?
But I mean, I think the biggest thing you can do to counter Pebbles is get ward control. And right now, like you're saying, they just don't have, the other team does not have that. So Hellborn's going to absolutely dominate, and unless that changes, because Pebbles is, like I said, the biggest snowballing here in the entire game. As he's a double damage in his bottle right now. And with this next creep, or one more creep, shout the PK. Freaking
Call the creep
catapult.
death. Call it.
Oh, he missed it.
Oh, he missed
This
it.
is just like me. Anytime I need one creep kill, either I die getting that creep kill, or I just can't last hit.
Yeah,
it's
but
just
see,
too
if
much
that was
pressure.
you would have like raged and then like tossed for the last one.
That's
so.
true. I would have used my spells.
Anyways, you can see that Rhapsody's doing a great job throwing down counter wards and checking everywhere. They basically have complete control of vision on this map so far. So CFG is doing a pretty good job overall of controlling the game, and I think we're going to see, as we have initiation going on to this Pebbles, that's probably a little bit of a mistake there, but we'll see how this turns out as Pebbles, God, he has so much damage with that double damage. Jeez, 265 auto attack damage.
He didn't even pick up his
11 minutes
portal
into
key
the
yet,
game.
which he had already bought.
11
And now the
frickin' minutes into
domination
the game.
begins, which he's already... Oh my god, he's 9-0. I didn't even realize.
Yeah,
That's
so
ridiculous.
Pebbles
What's the goal
obviously
for
tearing
minute?
it up.
475.
Geesh, we'll see how that goes. Era still farming away, 381. Again, that's kind of... Yeah, that's what you have to do as a Soul Stealer. Soul Stealer is one of those heroes that's not necessarily the best hero, but he's a very good farmer. And,
I feel
can
kinda
get some
bad
good
for
items.
Era.
Well, what are they? Yeah, what are they saying to each other right now? Like, how do you come back from this other than ward control? Is there an item that the support's shooting for? Or
watch. It's the Pebbles watch. What's he gonna do? He's just roaming around here. They know
Pebble
he's coming,
Watch 2010?
even with the
Yeah,
lack
they
of
did
wards.
get that. Well, they had a ward up in the river, thankfully. So they do see him as he comes in and initiates onto this Magnus. Magnus goes down actually to Pyromancer, who does a good job following up because he might have been able to steam bath there. And now Pebble's going to fall back. That's pretty much... You know, it'll be interesting to see how this game plays out, because at least with Fairy you do have some natural initiation without, you know, getting too crazy. But against heroes like Rhapsody, like Pebbles, like Corrupt Disciple, especially, there's more initiation and not really the best stun in the world. But man, you really see how much damage that toss does. Gonna have to fall back here as there's the Rhapsody getting thrown down there. A lot of damage onto both Rhapsody, but that will not be enough to kill her, as, man, you see the unnerved dance floor keeping her alive.
Neutral creep get the kill for Era.
Neutral creep. Oh man, he's not having a good game.
It really is a good combo though if Pharaoh gets a bunch of people in his mummies, because Soul Stealer just does so much AoE. But like I was saying, I'm kind of feel sorry for Era. I was gonna have, what is Myrmidon?
He's throwing.
What was that? Even the question mark for Corrupt Disciple. I literally have no idea what that was.
Sure.
But anyway, I feel kind of bad for Eric because although I don't want to say metagame, I'll just say the way games are played nowadays, Soul Stealer just isn't very strong because he doesn't have any escape mechanism, which is essentially what you need on your carry nowadays.
Well, yeah, it's that combined with the aggressive kind of ganking playstyle. Like, if you can't keep your souls up and you can't start like farming and nuking those neutral creep waves and all that, like, you're just really gonna struggle. I know his GPM is at 375, which normally you'd look at, you'd be like, eh, he has 14 minutes in the game. That's not too bad. Man. I mean, this is going to be rough. Pebble's just going to keep on running around. He's going to try and initiate here. His port and port is just like, oh god, just run. Run, Era, run.
Oh, nice weed field, but, you know.
And that'll be it for an important... Actually, Soul Stealer picks up an early Blink Dagger. Interesting choice by him, not going for any survivability.
Blink Dagger?
Portal key, because he's portaling around, you know.
Oh, nice weed field by Myrmidon to save his own life. And I think at this point, CFG just wants to get this freaking tower. That's all they want. That's all they want. Wait, what were you saying, Reaves? I had something to say, but I've already forgotten what you said. As weird as that sounds. What is Myrmidon doing?
Well, there's action again. Which
Alright, why don't you call this, Reaves? Whoa!
Oh, I'm pretty sure Soul Stealer's dead.
Oh my god.
There's a lot of lag and a lot of spells. And
ridiculous. That is ridiculous. So they're gonna end up.
I mean, they're
maybe
probably
pushing
gonna
this.
try and push.
I mean, they have a decent pushing team too. Go ahead.
I'm just waiting because I know something's about to go down here.
Well, if something does, then you'll have confidence in knowing that you can cast it just perfectly fine.
And you're just helping my point here. What I basically was saying was, I heard the blink. Where is he?
Oh!
And Magnus is a good stun on Pebbles. And there's the
barely got
wall
away.
from Pharaoh, and Magnus is gonna get his ult off. A ton of damage.
Oh, nice Rhapsody. Oh my god. Pharaoh's gonna get killed. Magnus, a nice stun there, getting the kill on Pebbles. He will die as a result, but that was definitely worth it.
Too much action.
And of course, going to try to heal himself. Nice stun on both Hammerstorm and Corrupt Disciple. Is he going to be able to get away? Nope, that is a negative. Soul Stealer is there to come back, though. I believe he bought back. No, he just died and revived, or maybe he didn't die at all. But he gets the kill nonetheless on Hammerstorm. And it looks like somebody's down here. Oh, Corrupt Disciple is stuck! but
Oh,
will TP
wow.
out just in time.
You
So
can
what
tell
were
that
you
was
sa-
a panic one. He didn't even TP back to base. He's just a guy. I'm just gonna click somewhere on the
Is
map
that-
and get me the hell out
Yeah.
of here. That's what I always end up doing.
Well,
But
you end up
so
canceling it
Reaves,
anyway.
what were you trying to say?
Jesus. I was gonna say, as I have ice in my mouth, that games with more action, you guys seem to pick on me way less, and it's great.
Oh,
I
maybe
mean,
we
there's more
should.
stuff to talk about.
Yeah, you shouldn't have brought
Uh-oh.
that up.
Why am I paused? Why am I paused?
Not this again, Reaves.
Oh boy.
It'll sync up eventually, so you don't have to worry.
I know,
about
but it.
So, anyways, for
Do I
those
have
of
to
us that
enter
don't
that
have
shit
honest
every time?
goodbyes-
it. No,
Well, okay, now it just skipped.
you
and
just
I'm
need
not
to enter
anymore.
it correctly.
I did enter it correctly.
Oh dear. Anyways, right now it is 25 to 11
Shut up.
in favor
Here
of
comes
the
Pebbles.
Hellborn team, as we might have some more action. I'm glad that Pebbles, once he picked up this Blink Dagger, is being very, very aggressive here, continuing to put the pressure on. They still haven't actually taken that bottom tier 1 tower, which is kind of surprising given the duration that they've been down here, but it looks like it's going to be going down any second now, as basically the entire Hellborn team is here and it does not have that much health left. But overall, you know, I mean, they still have late game and Corrupted, who's farming very well, almost has his Shrunken Head picked up as it is. They're TPing in to defend mid at this point. You know, they have mid game with Pebbles, as maybe we'll see some action. I don't know. We have Initiation going in from Fair right on Rhapsody, who does have a tablet. Very good pickup by him. We'll see if he can get out of here in time.
Ooh, Soul
Does
Stealer.
not, but Eric
Whoa.
goes down, and meanwhile we do have a kind of fail stun by Magnus. Not in Rhapsody. Rhapsody gets a great ult off, preventing some damage here, but not enough. There is the Weed Field coming in, actually a very good Weed Field there from Myrmidon. Managed to pick off Rhapsody and disable quite a few other people. Hammer Storm is the next one to go down, and ends up getting taken down by Magnus here, and now the chase is on. Man, there's Pyro a little bit late to the
Dear
party.
God.
Wow, what a terrible ult! What was that? Anyways,
Who?
gets a double kill anyways. Not really sure why Pyro blew his ult on someone that was basically
Just needed
dead.
it.
That's okay.
Sometimes you get that feeling in your balls. You're like, I just need this kill. It'll make me play so much better this game if I can just teabag this guy one more time with my ultimate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Meh.
I know you guys don't know what I mean, but that's how I get kills,
Yeah.
basically.
You get kills by standing outside of the fight with Behemoth saying, I need there to be 4. I need there to be 4.
Hey, at this point, I just don't care when I play anymore. So even more so than
Anyways, we
usual.
now have so we have 2 tablets picked up on the Hellborn team. Very good counter to Pharaoh, of course. As far as items go, nothing too crazy. Although I'm assuming that our fun corrupted disciple will be picking up that Shrunken Head any moment now. We do have Soulstealer also working towards a Shrunken Head of his own. He's not really all that close.
Uh-oh.
Oh! Action in mid. Nice dodge by Nymphora, though, getting away from
Yeah, he
Pebbles,
was
so-
invisible. It was a complete luck dodge.
Yeah.
Good
it was-
lord. Jesus, that is one lucky
see,
horse.
You know, that's a lesson to be learned. You know, anytime you're just wandering around when nobody's around, you just start like clicking randomly, like random directions. Just
Yeah, he was gonna warn. He's like, yeah, I'll just turn back for a second, and it saved his
Exactly.
horsing life.
got bob and weave, man, bob and weave.
Soulstealer picking up the PK though. What do you guys think about that? Have we actually talked about him?
Well, I
mean,
briefly mentioned that he went that instead of getting survivability, which I'm never a huge fan of. Especially when your team's struggling to do anything and you're getting ganked by Pebbles over and over again. But, you know, it seemed to work
Speaking of
out too
getting
well as
ganked
we
by
have
Pebbles.
action in mid. The combination with one massive freaking auto attack just does so much damage right now. So you have Magnus getting ganked there in mid. Again, it's tough for them to farm, although, you know, they did do a decent job getting up some vision on the map right now. You know, Hellborn doesn't even have any wards up, but I guess they're not, you know, they're not really too worried about, you know, any kind of crazy shenanigans going on the Legion team, because there's really only so much that they can do. You know, even if you have Pharaoh come in and gank, you just throw down a Rhapsody heal, and that's pretty much that, so.
Yeah, and he Pebbles picks up a Soul's Bulwark. I forgot the name for a second there. So it looks like they're going to want to be pushing this now.
Rigged
so it's,
item.
yeah, well, we call it the rigged item, but you know it also has a real name of Soul's Bulwark, which we forget from time to time because we literally call it.
No, the
rigged
real
item.
name is Rigged Item.
I agree.
Eh.
I think they can be able to get this
So-
tower no problem. But
How about that Soul's Bulwark? We'll see how fast this tower goes. I'm starting the timer right now. Probably like 52. Is that about right?
with one person attacking it,
Yeah. One person. Alright, well these guys are disappointing me because they're not really going all in. Frickin' Pebble is just waiting for some initiation here.
Pebbles
So this is a bad example of the Power Souls well work, unfortunately. But we'll see if anything goes down here. We have Pharaoh maybe getting ready to try and initiate. He doesn't really have anything in the way of items, so it's not too great.
Yeah, but again, they do have a good, even without the Souls Warwick, they have a great pushing team, especially lane pushing with Pyro and Corrupted, and then you have, well, Pebbles as well, I guess, and Hammer for tower pushing and Rhapsody to keep everybody alive. So they're going to get that tower absolutely no problem. No defense setup whatsoever. I mean, there's not a whole lot that Legion can do since Soulseer just isn't doing that much damage right now. As he's going for a Shrunken Head most likely first. Probably a good idea. I mean, if Pharaoh gets a good Mummy Wall, he can blink in there with a Shrunken Head. His ultimate's going to absolutely decimate.
Well,
so.
he can blink in. I mean, Magnus, if he actually gets some kind of initiating item. And speaking of Magnus, actually very, very nice job temporarily save. Oh, you silly guy. Well, he ends up getting away anyways. He tried to go in there and get one last little stun in on Pebbles before falling back. But, you know, they have some decent initiation as well as some AoE magic damage. But right now, I mean, with Pebbles kind of on patrol here, it's just going to be hard for a hero like Magnus to really get anything going. Right now, he is actually, you know, he's, what, 250 away. So actually, he's very close to his Blink Dagger as well.
Yeah, that might be why they didn't want to even defend bottom, just to get that PK, because that is obviously a huge part of their team. As it looks like they're going to be going for Kongor here with that DD on Pebbles. Again, this is before the patch, so he's going to be relatively easy to take out with that Soul's Bulwark, along with the dance.
He has all of basically no armor right now. So as you can see, he drops in like, what, 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Which is, again, one of the main reasons why they felt the need, and I think this is the best single change they made in that patch, is the buffing of Kongor and the removal of any kind of armor debuffs on him from various heroes or items.
They should just remove Kongor. I hate him.
Yeah, that's actually an interesting point. I agree to a certain extent. It brings excitement, but it also brings complete imbalance. Well, it brings a lot of excitement.
I don't know.
It causes fights in itself. But the fact that so much hinges on you getting Kongor.
Well, there's no reason to remove it, especially when they have a limited amount of buybacks in the game right now. That would completely ruin the game. But as you said, it not only enables fights, as, man, we're going to see if he can blink out. He has the double tap, though, so maybe not blinking the right direction, but he does dodge the Hammerstorm stun. We'll see if he can come in and take down that Hammerstorm. Not enough to get the kill. He's going to go on Pyromancer, who gets away with the tablet. There's the Magma Soul. Action back and forth here. Pebble's going to have to maybe fall back. The token already getting used for the Hellborn team. Hammerstorm's looking to get back in there, maybe throw in a stun, but there's the Blink Dagger coming in. Great job by them stunning Soul Stealer, and Era goes down before taking down that Hammerstorm, who was literally, like, I think he was at like 5 HP. So
dink,
great combination
dink.
by them. Meanwhile,
attack, please.
We have
Dink. Thank you. Dink-a-dink.
Finally, Nymphora gets killed by CD there, and you know, at first,
I don't know why did Era go back in? There was like 4 people up there just sitting there waiting to rape his face.
Not quite sure, but you know, there's that brief moment in time, and maybe he felt that too, where I'm like, you know, this is going okay for the Legion team. Little did he know. It all went downhill. And the problem is, like, once you pick up a Shrunken Head and you get these kind of crazy items combined with Rhapsody's ult, it's just going to be so hard for them to do anything. Like,
Who had the token of life?
CD had it, and he did die, and he came back. And but the big thing Hellborn did right there is almost all of their support heroes got away with, like, no HP, healed up, and came back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or even in the case of Hammerstorm, didn't even really heal up, but stuck around long enough to
he just gets stun again.
So why don't we do a little item recap there, Reaves?
Okay, well, let's look over our team that's raping face at the moment. CD, he has his Shrunken Head. I can't remember if we mentioned that, but obviously he has a Shrunken Head, which is working out for him. I mean, it's amazing. Rhapsody has her push staff, which everybody, I guess we need to call it Tablet of Command, which everybody seems to love getting, no matter what.
That got nerfed too in the latest patch. Not a huge deal, but...
What did it get nerfed? I can't remember.
The cooldown and... What else?
Isn't it the range you get pushed?
No. That was the same. It wasn't anything major, but slight nerf to it.
Yeah, it was like the cooldown, like the mana cost or something like
mana
retarded.
cost, yeah. But then I think you get more realistic stats from it now too, or something like that. Or it could be a different item. Could be making that up completely. So, but it looks like tier 2 tower is going to be pushed here by the Hellborn team, and again, without there's a shrunken head on Soul Stealer, so that's going to be a big deal.
Yeah, that will be helpful here. I think one of the downsides actually of having Pebbles with the Soul's Bulwark, although obviously it's still very good, is when you're trying to put pressure on these towers, nothing that's really mattered so far. He needs to hang back and can't really apply that aura to the tower here. Although it does look like it's really honest. We have initiation coming in from Pharaoh. The stun comes in from Hammerstorm onto him. He's taking a lot of damage. There's the follow-up from Magnus. Not really getting that great of an ult off. There's Soul Stealer with Era coming in with the Shrunken Head popped. He will take down Rhapsody, and now he's kind of in a lot of trouble here along with this Myrmidon who gets melted in like 2 hits. The blink from Pebbles and the toss. Man, he's doing a lot of damage. Hat trick from Pebbles. He is absolutely tearing it up at this point in the game. He is 18-2-11. 18 is 2 more kills than the entire Legion team has. So
he is bending them over and having his way with them. Which apparently the pitcher isn't the gay one, it's the catcher.
God, look at that damage, man. Like he's just what a beast.
Yeah, they're gonna backdoor this tower at bottom.
Cuddly beast.
He is pretty cuddly.
The Hellborn have destroyed
He walks like a retarded kid, which is why I love him. I think, although I had the voices turned off,
a little bit of a lull.
Sounds retarded too.
Jumping back to the items, Pyro is going to be going Sheepstick very soon. I mean, not very soon. It needs about 2K, I guess, but
very
he'll have
soon.
that done.
No doubt.
Very well at this point. Soon enough. Hammer is just pretty much going supportish stuff, getting his stun off. He doesn't have anything worth mentioning. Pebbles we've been talking about all game, so I'm going to skip him. Let's look at the other team that's having a really, really hard time. Wow, Pharaoh has, like, nothing. Like, none of the tank items that he needs to have at this point in the game. He's getting destroyed. Magnus has his PK at least, so that's good. It looks like he's going to be going for, I'd assume, a Shrunken as well.
Look at the damage.
NIM4 has not a
Reaves.
damage tab.
Not that it's a surprise. But although it is a little bit of a surprise on Soul Stealer's end, to be honest. I don't feel like he's been really doing that much.
Well, he is the only one on their team basically doing
anything.
Yeah,
I think the only person that can do damage. The only one that has damage.
The fact that he's 5% within Pebbles is kind of, for me, it's shocking. It's shocking. But Short Disciple going I think he's going to go Frostwolf straight up.
Oh, he better be going Frostwolf. That's all I gotta say. But if you're lying right now, like what do you think that they can really do to have a chance of coming back into this game? Open-ended question for anyone.
Reaves, I want your competitive insight on this.
I asked this earlier to you guys, so I'm having the same kind of.
Well, yeah, but that was like 10 minutes into the game.
Yeah. Well, no, it was. They were already getting destroyed, and nothing's changed. Like nothing has changed. So I feel like it still stands. I don't know. I mean, I think if it were us, we'd have conceded by now. The only reason they might have a chance is because it's Lion. But if it was us, we wouldn't. We'd have conceded. So I don't know.
That's true. It is Lion. We're gonna have some action at the bottom lane. Soul Stealer does get his ult off on a Hammerstorm. Hammerstorm is 1 nuke away, and that's gonna be GG for him. But meanwhile, the Hellborn team's coming back here, and there's Pebbles with his Shrunken Head used on Soul Stealer. He's gonna be able to TP out just no problem. Pebbles does have haste, which I'm guessing he had 2 hastes because he just used that to kill somebody like 30 seconds earlier. So he's
I think the one chance that Legion has, even over buying, like if they have enough time and get the perfect items.
Are you seriously going for the double damage? Like what's that? And he's actually not going to chase because the cooldown on his Blink Dagger is still going there, but I'm not. I mean, if you're Myrmidon and you know that you're being chased down by Pebbles, like what part of you is like, yeah, I really need to get that double damage just to make sure he doesn't get it.
Well,
and actually, Corrupted Disciple, we're guessing he's going to go straight for Frostwolf, and that's another item that got nerfed, especially for range heroes.
Yeah,
10% decrease.
10%.
Well,
and the stats are completely different too.
Yeah, like when you get it, a lot of times you're getting it on like a agility kind of ranged hero, and now it's more of a strength buff than anything else. As we have Mr. Shark, the land shark that is.
Oh my goodness!
Frickin' Pebbles just roaming around chomping people's heads off at this point in the game. You can see that there's 3 Legion players that were kind of waiting up on that cliff. They're like, yeah, we're not going in.
I literally
we're
have
not
had
going
my
in.
camera locked on Pebbles for the last like 5 minutes. There's no point in looking at
Lion's
videos.
getting rocked by
Yeah,
CFG.
again, Lion with Era. Although I guess I should preface this a little bit with since this is what I think it was like a week ago, even maybe a week and a half ago. Since then, not that I know who won this game or not, but Era and Lion have absolutely just raped face. And
Well, I
they're-
seem to
they're
remember they
considered a
beat
top
like
5.
Team Easy and
Yeah.
a few other like high level teams to the point where I'm like, man, they're really on a roll right now. So,
Maybe they just didn't pick Soul Stealer after
yeah.
this game. Like, you know what? It just doesn't work against the Pebbles, unfortunately. And actually, I think that's actually a good point, because not to give myself credit as usual, but Soul Stealer being a last pick is pretty much needed. Like, you can't pick him like first or anything like that. As
Yeah.
oh, Nymphora cancels her TP towards top. Interesting
Well,
development.
I just don't know at this point. Like when you look down their lineup, it's kind of like Nymphora is not really going to be that helpful. Magnus kind of reached that point of being somewhat effective going in with his ult, but he's still not doing anything. Pharaoh is completely countered, like 100% worthless at this point in the game. Soul Stealer is fine, but he doesn't really scale all that great until late game, especially if he's not getting that much farm. And that leaves Carry
Oh my
Myrmidon,
God.
unfortunately. Not really doing too much. And speaking of this poor Soul Stealer, he actually
They
will...
need to save him. I mean,
We'll see if he gets away here. His blink will be up, so he'll be fine. Unfortunately, that might not be the same for Myrmidon, although it looks like at this point that'll just be a wasted initiation and shrunken head
Soul
usage from
Stealer,
Pebbles, so.
he blinked into Pebbles. Into him. Into the combo.
Well,
That's
it's just
pretty
man
bad
up,
luck.
you know? It's
well,
like,
unfortunately for Legion, is there a large, enormous portion of their damage is magic, and with CD having the quick shrunken, Pebbles wrecking all of their faces, and the heal from Rhapsody,
Looks like Kongor's going to get a beating
I
again.
kind of want to say GG at this point.
Quite possibly. I mean, again, Soul Stealer is at 374 gold per minute. That's nothing to scoff at, but of course you have a Pebbles with 408 and a Corrupted who is a little bit behind Soul Stealer, but again, that's kind of, especially since he's going Frostwolf, he's going to pretty much... Oh, huge ultimate from Magnus here. A nice counter ultimate from Rhapsody, who's going to get absolutely demolished by Soul Stealer ult. And here's the initiation from Farah. Pebbles is going to get killed. Pyro's going to get killed. So actually a really good job by whatever this team is.
Lion.
Yeah, Lion, wow. As Pharaoh actually takes the token of life, so that's a genocide. And that is actually a huge swing. This could possibly... Well,
Yeah, and you're
not gonna make any
talking about
predictions,
Kongor forcing teamfights, adding some excitement, but kind of being a substantial factor in games where maybe it's kind of quote-unquote already over. Like, this is another one of those cases where Lion was absolutely screwed. As we have a buyback, I guess, coming in. Pebbles is initiating onto a Soul Stealer. Not going to be able to chase him down, but is wandering around, maybe trying to go for this Myrmidon. Not really sure why he's abandoning his teammates here. That's not necessarily the best choice. We have a toss coming in. There is the token being used, but now it's going to be a little bit of a iffy escape from Pebbles. It looks like nobody's going to be putting any pressure onto him. We have a TP in from Hammer Sword.
just tossing people left and
In
right.
midair. That poor Pharaoh who basically ends up... So just as I was talking about maybe that swing of the game, I lied because they lose the token, lose a few players, and that's kind of that.
That was a very strategic buyback by Pebbles and company.
And
Found
yeah,
a
the
little
thing
bit
I like
off
guard.
about it is they kind of waited a little bit too. They're like,
Yeah.
okay, we're going to wait till they get close to the tower, think they can kind of start pushing, and then there's the buyback.
I liked it, but then CD got stuck fighting 3 heroes while Pebbles chased somebody down who he wasn't going to catch.
Yeah, I don't really know why he chased after that Myrmidon in that case, but I don't know. I mean, it turned out well, and I guess, you know, sometimes when you're that kid who, you know, it's just that, I mean, he's dominating the game. Maybe he just really wanted to kill. I don't know.
Yeah, and again, Pebbles is 20-3, and he's basically at his ceiling. So Corrupt is going to have to do something. Now that Pyro just picked up a sheep stick, that's going to be an enormous deal for Hellborn as well. So, yeah, that obviously was a big swing in Lion's favor, and then they just got crapped on immediately. Then now Pyro has a sheep stick, and Corrupted is... Well, he's not
Oh,
really close
Soul
to,
Stealer, don't die, or
Soul Stealer
GG.
gets initiated on, but nothing's going to come of it.
You know, I feel like this is the 3rd or 4th time that they've initiated on that Soul Stealer and failed to get a kill there, and I'm wondering if maybe they should not do that.
Well, I think
You know,
Hammer should get a blink as well. I think, or one other person.
Yeah,
Since Pyro
Pebbles
went
is kind
cheap.
of like, he's like that kid Christmas morning where he looks at the presents and he knows what pretty much almost all of them are. He's like, okay, that's a good present, that's a good present. And he can pretty much have his pick of any of the presents and be like, okay, I'm going to be happy with that. But instead, he's going for the giant present that could be something really good, or it could be like a giant freaking like pillow or something that you don't want.
I like
And
pillows.
he keeps going on that Soul Stealer
Wait, what,
and
what kind of
failing.
a pillow are we talking?
What's a useless pillow? I don't know. You tend to
So
like
it's
all
not a
kinds of pillows.
Tempur-Pedic
So.
then.
No, it's like a ghetto foam pillow that you would find in like a preschool playpen or something.
Those things are actually bad for you. I mean, they hurt. They hurt deeply.
There you go. And so he keeps going in thinking that he's going to get a tasty little treat in picking up that Soul Stealer, and it just doesn't work out. He keeps getting pillowed.
Oh dear.
Oh God!
Speaking of being pillowed, he wants it. He's going for the pillow once again, and again, it's not working out all that great for them. There is the Magmasoul doing a whole bunch of damage, and a late Rhapsody ult comes in to prevent the very end of that Magmasoul here. And meanwhile, this Pebbles will probably not go down. Man, Era's taking... Is that an image? I think that is an image. That's why it's not doing any damage. I was just confused there. But anyways, you still do have Era alive heading back to base.
Boom!
And there's not a kill. I take it back. He's going to be able to blink in 1 second, and he's going to be very
But
patient, which is
there
always
you
good.
see how bad things are. I mean, that was a fairly good initiation by Legion, and they lose 2, and Hellborn loses 0.
Oh, yeah, because they just don't have the good heroes. And again, I mean, they're not... You have initiation on the Soul Stealer, which just failed every time, but it doesn't even matter. If they continue to be aggressive at this point, then it's not looking good for Lion.
Yeah, I mean, one more team fight, that's a Rax, easily.
Yep. The only chance that Lion has, basically, is if they don't force team fights. And by they, I mean CFG. Because if they push down mid and they don't fucking fail horribly, then that's game. I mean,
It's not just not forcing a team fight. Once they do team fight, it has to be perfect.
Yeah, pretty much.
Eh,
Soulsteer now has a Geos to go along with his Shrunken Head and Blink. I just don't know if that's going to be enough. I mean, that Sheepstick... Oh, a Barrier Idol on Rhapsody. That is actually enormous.
yeah, Rhapsody's going to be throwing down some pretty serious defensive spells here in these team fights. So, again, it's just to the point now where it's like, if you're the Legion team, it's going to be very hard to pull off a comeback.
Anything's possible. That's what I'm told.
Is it?
I like how illusions now can kill warriors in 4 hits too. It doesn't matter what it is. Like that little ice frog creep could probably kill warriors in 4 hits if it wanted to. Where is that? I want to find that. It's so cuddly. I guess I can't see it without with
He's
fog.
usually sitting...
Oh,
yeah, I
there's
see
one
him.
guy.
No, that's a chip roll.
Hunt for ice frog.
Alright, it's like a Find Waldo thing.
I'm looking.
Where is that ice? Oh, I found him! Found him!
Where? Where?
By the pulse spotty thing.
Which side?
Hellborn Jungle.
Hellborn
Hiding by the little
jungle.
clump of trees to the right of the medium.
There he is, that little...
Oh, cuddly. So
I win.
cuddly.
I win!
God, he is so cuddly. Look at that guy.
If we ever had a CPL Waldo competition, I would be number 1.
He's
the world.
even more cuddly on super low graphics, by the way. Because he looks like just this blind, aborted fetus.
Yeah, his eyes are a little messed up.
Yeah, and here's probably going to be the end push, I'm guessing. Pebbles really hasn't picked up any... Oh, I guess he did get a Shrunken Head, but that was a while ago. Other than that, he really has not picked up anything.
Oh,
of
Soul
note.
is getting kind of close, and there it is. Knew that was coming.
Yes, there's the initiation from the entire Hellborn team.
See, that can't happen. What was
And
he doing?
Era gets absolutely demolished. And there is the ultimate from Magnus doing a decent amount of damage at first, but
Doing
Rhapsody also going to
nothing,
completely counter.
Thanks to Rhapsody.
And this is going to be the Rax easily, as Soulsteer does not have a buyback. And he is dead for 70 seconds, and there is absolutely nothing the Legion can do. Use your initiation for Pharaoh! He's getting absolutely destroyed. And the Ford is going to die.
Alright.
And stuff
Drop some G's on this,
G-bombs.
cast here.
G-bombs. And they're just going to go straight for
tried
this
doing
stop.
it, it didn't work.
Oh! Initiation from Magnus, and he's just going to get right on out of there, tell you what. That he... Oh, Myrmidon! Pebbles is so low, he's just taunting the other team. He's like, yeah, I'm low. I walk like a retard, but I'm not going to die.
Yeah, Soul Stealer. Poor
Oh.
Era. It's like, God, if only I was
Okay, he
alive
died.
right now.
He died. So he's actually retarded then, apparently.
But it's not gonna matter.
Yeah, I mean, Soulsteer's still dead for 30 seconds. Only 2 up. Magnus almost dead. Myrmidon's essentially useless at this point. They can easily get this Rax if they choose to do so. As whoa! Ultimate from Pyro on top of Myrmidon's face. Sticks it right up that fat anus.
Oh!
And here's a stun on the Magnus and the mini stun from Rhapsody. Magnus should be able to get a stun off, but again, there's nothing they can do. He's going to try to get the kill on Corrupted. Corrupted's just going to pop that Shrunken Horse and run away with it. Come on, just get the melee. Just die for it. It's worth it. There it is.
Peace.
And I mean, that's pretty much game. Pretty much game. They can just go heal and come back and shrizzle them up.
G.
Soulsteer picked up Soul's Bulwark, so he's going to be getting -10, I believe? Yeah, -10 armor to everybody around him. That's kind of huge. In fact, I would have liked that earlier. It would have made a big difference early.
Yeah, you know, but it's so hard to farm 1,800 gold. Ugh.
19. Well, actually 17 in this, right?
I don't know.
Just agree with me.
1,800, you worthless pile of crap. Enjoy.
So, it's 2,000 now?
Yep.
Why do I have 1,900 stuck in my head?
I don't know.
No, there's a reason.
Maybe it's my MMR.
Yeah, that's it. As
Maybe
Boots
divided by
of
2.
Travel, aka Post Haste on Pebbles now. So he can just jump in, jump out, rape your face and your anus. I'm not sure what his stance on sodomy is, but he just seems like a guy that would enjoy that, you know?
He's partial to sodomy.
Frostful finally picked up on Corrupted Disciple. That should be the nail in the horse, aka Coffin. And we're just waiting for the final push here. So, what did you guys think of this game? We can just do our post-game analysis pre-post-game.
You know, I think we've kind of gone over for most of the game is Pebbles raped. And I will give him credit because right off the bat they went to 2 players in mid, and that obviously helped him. They obviously got a lot of kills, and obviously he did quite well. Going for Steam Boots first seemed to help him out, and he basically walked around the map, Steam booted around the map, basically raping everyone on the entire Legion team.
Your top 5 got smashed, and
My what?
dance off.
Hmm.
You said you consider Lion in your top 5.
Oh, yeah.
Smashed!
I still would. This was before they started raping.
Don't care!
Eat my balls, Reaves. And in the meantime, finally, base tower is going to be pushed. And looks like actually the range rack's still at top, not that that really matters. And apparently, I'm going to check this right now. Yeah, I was shocked by this, as we're going to have initiation here, which who cares. Oh, initiation from Soulsteer and Magnus with Shrunken Head. No damage is going to go out. And there's a Rhapsody going to prevent the Magnus completely counted that.
I feel like there's a Midas in this game with all that freaking gold going down. They're good.
So I have a question. Now, I didn't know this, as people getting killed, but we don't care. When you get the range racks, apparently it does not upgrade your catapults. What do you think about that?
I don't think the catapults need upgraded, so.
So it upgrades the one worthless creep in the back, basically.
Yeah.
You don't find that weird that it doesn't upgrade catapults?
No,
I mean,
because
I don't think it matters, but I think because it doesn't matter, it really should.
Well, as the game goes on, it releases more than one range creep, and they do a good amount of damage, so.
But still, if it's a range racks, catapults are ranged.
I don't think that's a valid excuse for it not upgrading the freaking catapult. I mean, there's a reason why nobody cares about the ranged freaking barracks. That's because it's worthless. And that would make it slightly less worthless.
Agreed. I mean, if you're thinking about it and you don't know any of this stuff, you'd think intuitively that it would upgrade
Well, you should never use the word intuitively in Han or Dota for that matter, because intuitively just never actually makes sense, because they're like, oh wait, we're going to add in all these random exceptions for no reason to try and balance the game.
The meatball should upgrade the catapult.
Yeah, you should go into the meatball, inside the bowels of the meatball, and be able to just pay a certain amount of gold, upgrade your horse. As Reaves is going to be paused, and we're just flying around, no problem.
No, see, this time it didn't pause, so I don't
Anyways.
I have the command input. I don't know why it paused last time.
Oh my god, this game.
Oh,
Why is it not
Nymphora.
over?
I don't know.
Oh,
They're gonna
Nymphora,
back
you
up.
come
What do they think they're doing?
Boom goes the dynamo on that tower. Oh yeah. Nice stun from Magnus. Gonna go right through the shrunken head. And I don't even know if they're gonna be able to get this tower here. Magnus is gonna get stunned.
Not looking likely.
I mean, this is their last chance. You know, there's a 0.00001% chance.
See, I appreciate the fact that they're at least trying to make some effort out of it. You know, they're not just waiting around but not doing anything.
Lions don't back down, bro.
It's not always true.
They leap on you like a.
If it was a
What
lion
about
versus
when
a
they-
hippo,
Yeah,
hippo
exactly.
would crap on their face.
No.
I've watched the Discovery Channel. When the lion's drinking at the river and then a hippo comes up, it's like, yeah, no thanks. I'm not messing with that hippo.
Exactly. The hippo is a beast, man.
It'll do that thing where it like roars just to make you think like it gives a shit, but it's actually like, yeah, no thanks. I'm not touching
And the
that.
hippo could
that
literally
cuddly
just
little
sit on the
hippo.
lion's face and that's game over. He doesn't have to do anything. So
True.
Roar, mother.
I'd like to find. I'm gonna actually YouTube lion versus hippo.
Lion versus yeah.
See if anything comes up. As Congo's gonna get killed, Token Light's gonna drop, and the bananas, which are gonna be put on pebbles. Corpse are gonna take the.
Well, whoever came up
token
with that
horse.
banana idea was just.
I agree.
I mean, thank God we have that
Yes.
guy, because without Steve Jobs, all the genius in there.
Oh,
Computer
too
world
soon,
is-
man.
Hey, that insinuates that I stole the idea from somebody,
They
That is
took our
true.
gerbs.
which is not true.
Yeah, I'm sure Xerox is just sitting here right now going, really? He gets all the credit for everything? Like, come on, man.
Yeah,
Give me
the
a break.
bananas, Jesus.
He took our gerbs.
Yeah, actually, well, let's not get into that because people are gonna rage. Actually, that might be
Took our
good though.
gerbs.
He's being. I mean, it's sad that he died. Obviously, I don't want anybody to die, but he's
No,
being
no.
immortalized as somebody that was
Sure.
very creative when all he did was steal ideas from people. That's all he
Wait,
did.
so now I want to give him credit for something because he was very good at designing things, and that's fine. But when he gets equated to certain things as far as computer hardware and revolutionizing the way people do personal computing, blah 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 blah, it's not really true.
I mean, I don't feel like that. I don't feel like Apple did so well because of their necessarily what's the word I'm looking for? Well, like you said, it's their execution of their design. Like you walk into a freaking Apple store and it's like you've gone to another planet and you just want to buy things.
So the moral of the story basically is Steve Jobs is dead,
Took our job.
and that is the game. Congratulations to Team Config, absolutely manhandling Lion, who is a top 5 team according to SUNSfan, aka.
Manhandling lion. That's
So
good.
why don't you guys take
Wow.
care of the post game as I bring it up on my screen here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go over this
And I'll be right
amazing
back.
post game brought to you, of course, by Diet Cherry Pepsi. Now
Why
with
Diet?
stevia, the best sweetener around. It's made from natural little plant things and great stuff because we're on a diet now, Reeves. America's on a diet.
I'm quitting
We're gonna
smoking.
exercise. We're gonna quit smoking. We're gonna start doing jumping jacks.
I am,
don't
dude. I
know.
haven't smoked all day. I've been puffing on this Nicotrol inhaler.
All right, so to quickly run down
So
the
now
stats,
I'm addicted to
MVP,
this.
MVP goes out to Fitzky, the wonderful Newerth that is 118. Big plays.
Fitzky!
Big plays.
MVP, 118.
I just tease. Obviously, great job to Pebbles. Good job by Rhapsody doing all that great
I'm back.
counter warding. And
Rhapsody!
we
I'm
have.
back. All right, I'm
Yeah,
back.
well, Reeves is just going to start screaming things.
All right, I'm
I
back.
think that about covers it.
Woo!
All right, so as a special thank you for being our fans for
Special-
50 episodes,
Wow, 50 episodes.
I'm going to bring on my brother who is actually at my house right now, so he's going to take over my computer. And this is going to be the epic story time that everybody remembers. This is brought to you by Cherry Pepto-Bismol, which I don't leave the house without. I wouldn't recommend doing this, but I actually use it as a dessert because it's absolutely delicious. Cherry Pepto-Bismol. It'll keep your bowels in check. So without further ado, here is my brother, Fartnose. You can put on my headphones here.
Oh, he's there at your house?
And hold down V for vagina to talk to people.
Why am I
right?
not there to meet him?
Hello, my fellow horses.
God, we've missed you. Where have you been?
I have missed you so much, friends, and may I congratulate you on a 50th episode.
Thank.
And I must say, you do not look an age a day over 49. I must tell you.
Oh, thanks. Because I was really worried, because I didn't know if you knew this, but I'm Greg Oden, and I felt like my face was getting a little bit wrinkled, and
Stop holding your mic down. Jesus.
oh, I don't know. As we hear Shannon raging in the background already.
He hates it when I hold
kinda
down the
sad.
mic button and breathe into the microphone.
I'm kind of
but
sad that I'm not there to greet you personally and welcome you back to the Scotton household.
Thank you very much. I actually flew over here today. It was a 3-hour flight. I went to the bathroom 3 times.
On the plane?
Yeah. And I was sitting in the middle aisle.
3-hour flight.
In the middle of the aisle, and the lady absolutely hated me. I got up one time. It was only half an hour in between the times where I had to get up to go to the bathroom. And her face, you should have seen her face.
Like, seriously, again? I'm trying to read this freaking book here, man. Come on.
Yeah, and she was like 70 years old, and the fact that she was disgusted by my bladder was really sad.
Well, such is the way of life, At least you're back in Arizona. I have to say, last time you were there, and I got to experience your driving. SUNSfan, he warned me. He's like, yeah, my brother's not really a very good driver. And I didn't believe him until I had the wonderful experience of getting to drive around with you as you tried to rush off to the airport. It was probably one of the more terrifying experiences of my life. But we're not here for those stories. We're, of course, here for stories of your bowels. So.
All right, so this is the latest episode in the annals of anal history. So this episode takes place 3 years ago as I was traveling the United Kingdom with my girlfriend and her friend. We were there for about 10 days, and it was a wonderful time for me, at least. I don't know how the 2 girls felt sharing a room with me for 10 days.
What nationale is your girlfriend?
She's American.
Okay, continue.
Okay. And she is completely normal, and like has all her fingers and toes, and people are just absolutely shocked that she is willing to put up with someone with such horrendously rotten guts. Needless to say, she's a saint. Anywho, so this was about the 7th day of our trip, and we were in Wales, walking around. We had just gone to visit a nice old castle, and we're planning on going to a pub to unwind. But I was just so hungry that I made them stop at a Greek restaurant next to the pub to get me a gyro, a nice juicy gyro. And so I got it, and it was the biggest gyro I've ever had in my life. It was about almost a full pound of shaved, greasy meat on a bed of French fries smothered with mayonnaise.
Oh, the French fries are the best.
And it was just so delicious. I ate it in about 5 minutes, tops. I just swallowed that thing whole as they just watched in absolute shock. Swallowed it whole, and then we waltzed on over to the pub, and I was, happy and belching away. We sit down, order our drinks, and about 15-20 minutes into the conversation, her friend is talking to me, just chatting away, and I'm looking at her, but I can't concentrate because my guts are just wrenching and writhing. And I'm just starting to sweat profusely, and she's talking to me, and I'm just like, yeah, and I cut her off in mid-conversation, and I just say, I need to go to the bathroom. So I get up, and I run into the bathroom. And this is a pretty nice pub, actually. It's like a kind of a more upscale pub. So they're sitting there left to wonder what's going on, and as I rush through the crowd into the bathroom. And I find myself face-to-face with the only stall in the bathroom. I run in and look into the toilet, and this toilet had been befouled by someone very similar to myself in the minutes before me, because it was just absolutely smothered and pretty much out of order. It was not only filled with human waste, but also garbage, including candy wrappers and a hypodermic needle. And so and so I try my best to gather my emotions, and this is an absolute emergency. There's no way for me. I can't get out. There's no time for me to run to another place to go find a bathroom. This is the place that I'm going to have to release my bowels. And so I stand, and there's no way I'm sitting on that seat. There's no way I'm sitting on that, because if I sit in it, my lower extremities are going to dip into other people's waste, and the hypodermic needle, of course. And so I'm standing. I pull down my pants. I stand, and I realize that the stall door has no lock or latch. So with one hand, I'm holding the door, and the other hand I'm balancing on the wall, and I just stand and I go to the bathroom, and it's about like 10-15 minutes of me just straining. Meanwhile, there's someone who keeps trying to open the door, and part of the time I let go of the door to like get my balance, and like the door is hitting me on the head as I'm going to the bathroom. And you can tell this guy really needs to get in too. He keeps coming every 5 minutes, just pushing his way in, and I make a little grunting noise, like so, to get him away. And so about 15 minutes in, I'm done, and I look down, and taking into consideration the situation, I feel like I did a pretty good job. I got most of it into the toilet. The wall was a little worse for wear, but that's just what happens sometimes. Anyway, so I'm pretty happy with myself, pretty proud. Wipe off my sweat, and then I look down and realize that there's no toilet paper. There's no toilet paper. Meanwhile, this guy keeps coming and pushing the door on my head, and I keep grunting and forcing him to go. And then finally, I notice that he's out of the bathroom. So with my pants around my ankles, I waddle over to the sink, looking for the paper towel dispenser to take some paper towels to go back with me to clean myself off. So I get the paper towels, and as I'm waddling back to the thing, the guy opens the door into the bathroom, and I just start waddling faster and faster until I get back into the stall and slam the stall door behind me. And I don't hear the guy. I figure he's standing there in dead silence, not knowing what to do. So I'm in there for another 5 minutes or so, just wiping. Finally clean myself off, put my pants up, and open the stall door, and the guy is standing there. I'm the only thing in between him and the absolute most disgusting toilet. And I can look in his eyes, and he's basically in a horrible state himself. He really needs to go. But I pleaded with him. I looked him right in the eye, and I almost had tears in my eyes pleading to him. I said, please don't go in there. Please. And I could see him. He didn't want to hear anything of it. He didn't want to listen to me. He just wanted to get in there and get it done. And I said, please. And he's like, get out of my way. And I'm like, please, you don't understand. Please don't go in there. And he's like, get out of my way. So I get out of his way, and he tiptoes to the stall. He gets into the doorway of the stall, and he gets on his tiptoes, and he peers into the toilet. And you should have seen the look on his face. He made a noise. He looked in, and he was like, oh. And he looked at me, and I said, I told you it was out of order. And then he screamed at me. He said, you just spent the past 15 minutes making it out of order. And storms out of the bathroom. And all I could do was just go start washing my hands, and I look over, and there's a guy at the urinal just standing in dead shock, and he looks at me, and he says, it's dead silent. He looks at me, he says, oh, sounds like you made a real mess in there. So I wash my hands, and I'm like, oh my God, this guy's going to go get the manager. He's going to throw us out in front of me and my girlfriend and her friend. We got to get the hell out of here. So I run out. Meanwhile, my girlfriend's friend, she's met this really nice guy. She's talking to him. She's really happy. He's hitting on her. She's having a great time. And I go straight up to in between them. I'm like, we need to get out of here right now. And I'm rushing, and I just rush out of the bar. And my girlfriend and her friend finally find me like halfway down the street running towards a McDonald's for the second version of my bowel explosions. But that was, so that was the latest chapter in the Annals of Anal History, the British version. I hope you enjoyed it.
Amazing.
You just spent the last 15 minutes making it out of order.
He was so mad. So there's a bunch more of those stories where it comes from. So hopefully on your 60th or 100th anniversary, you'll invite me back to share with you more of my my horrendous stories.
I have to say that I look forward to these more than probably anything else. They're so enjoyable, and even the couple that I've kind of heard secondhand through Shannon, he just doesn't have that way of truly explaining the horrific pains that you go through trying to live your life with your terrible bowels. So
live your life different from the way you want.
Exactly.
I'm just happy
So,
other
of
people can
course.
benefit from my disorder.
Well, exactly. It's like, when people have like these big medical issues and they go on to share it with everyone, so they know that they don't have to be embarrassed anymore, that they can come out and fight against the terrible things that they're going through. That's basically what you're doing with your bells, So I think for all those people out there that have crapped themselves in public or had to take craps on sidewalks and stuff like that, they really appreciate it. So
Are you just talking about me now?
well, I'm sure there's other people out there. Maybe before they've just been too afraid to come out until now. So
I would like to invite all of the GLHF casting fans to please share their stories, and maybe we can start a support group revolving around people's bowel issues.
I do have a question for you, actually. Because
Sure.
I brought this up to Shannon, since, I don't know how much you've talked with him, but he's had some issues lately with keeping his bells sealed in public.
Yeah,
over the last couple weeks.
Has he shared those stories yet?
I don't know if he's actually shared both of them in quote unquote public yet, but I was talking with him. I'm like, dude, I just saw these like adult diapers for men in the store the other day, and I immediately thought of you. But now that of course you're here, have you ever considered going the diaper route?
Well,
By Calvin Klein.
my girlfriend has mentioned that on a number of occasions. That my girlfriend, my friends, teachers, doctors, parents, they've all on various occasions brought up adult diapers, and it's a very touchy subject for me. But I think I think once I hit my 35th birthday, I think it'll be respectable to be walking around in diapers. I don't think there's anything to be ashamed about.
And I guess that's kind of true, because once you hit 35, you kind of round up to 70, so then it's basically like you're an old retired man at that
exactly.
point.
You can just walk around hitting, slapping babies and crapping your pants.
Exactly.
It's acceptable. But yeah, SUNSfan, he's been taking these Fiber Choice weight management pills that I'm looking on his thing, and I'm wondering if that may have had...
That was my suggestion, actually.
All right, Reaves. Well, you are the reason that he's crapped his pants at least twice in the past 2 weeks. Both times he was with my parents. And my mom called me once to tell me about it. She was so proud that her second son also is afflicted with the same bowel issues.
Well, no, those are supposed to help with it.
No.
I guess they loosen it up, but if you are already loosey-goosey, you don't...
That's not what fiber does. It doesn't loosen it.
It binds it all together in the depths of your bowels.
Well, whatever.
And then it
We won't
plops
go
out
too
in an
much
enormous
into the
lump.
fiber issues, but honestly, if I was in your place, just think of the freedom you would have knowing that you could just crap yourself directly into your pants, but you'd have a nice diaper to confine it all,
Yeah, but
you wouldn't
then
have to worry.
But then you'd have to walk around in it. A lot of my life has revolved around brainstorming ideas about revolving around defecation. And if there are any inventors out there, I'd really like to suggest the idea of the movie theater toilet seat. Anyone?
Now, would that be like a portable thing, or...?
No, just basically every movie theater seat would have a toilet attached to it, so you would never miss the movie. You just go in there, you'd sit down, and you just hook yourself up to that catheter, and then a little tube goes into your rectum, and then you just sit there the whole time, You don't have to miss the previews or anything. You just sit there and you're going to the bathroom the entire time.
No.
Well, that's just your
Yeah,
opinion.
because then you have to carry around those little you'd have to have the seat covers be distributed out, and then
Yeah, it's just like
movies would turn into a fourth date kind of date. It would totally get rid of the movie and coffee first date. So you don't want to see that.
Yeah, so fourth date. I mean, that's pretty good. If you can make your first date your fourth date, you're golden.
It's true. You're just
Let me
moving
help you
right
get
along
synced up here, baby.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can make the movie. You can make it a love toilet. Everywhere you go, it's a love toilet.
Then you could build in a bidet too. Just be good,
Oh.
clean times for everyone.
Speaking of bidets, did any of you Okay, people think this is weird, but I used to drink out of bidets when I was a child.
Now, that's a little weird, but honestly, when I was a kid, I had no idea what it was supposed to be for.
Yeah, that's the thing. I didn't know
like,
what
I'm
it was.
like, what is this, like a little sink for kids? How
Yeah,
delightful.
we had a bidet in our house, and for the longest time, up until the age I was about 17 or 18, I used it as a water fountain, and I had no idea that other people were using it to clean themselves.
Yeah, see, I can give you that one, because I seriously had absolutely no idea that that's what it was supposed to be used for, and I was
You were
shocked
using it as a water fountain.
when I found out.
I just thought that the water was a little
necessarily need to be
grainier
like
than
I
usual.
didn't think like water fountain, but it's like, oh, it's conveniently right next to the toilet. It's like a little fountain that you can like wash your hands in or something, like how nice. What a nice little addition here. But yeah, I mean, come on, like how intuitively, how are you supposed to know what the heck that thing's for, other than it's right next to the toilet and it's the same height and squirts upward and nice way. But we always appreciate your stories, and someday when you get your own house, you can just like install like a bidet, a few different places, and just say, hey, listen, it's basically a water fountain.
I mean, my kitchen is going to be filled with bidets.
Exactly. You don't even need sinks. It'll just be like a bidet sink.
All right, you ready to come back?
Well. Episode number 50.
Fartnose, he comes and tells us stories about his pals.
We have reached the end. And I have to say that it's a little hard. I feel like it's kind of... we're starting to get that old feel about us. But hopefully, with tales of feces and bidet drinking and, Reaves trying to guess what items people are going to make, we can keep it fresh and new. And speaking of fresh and new,
could you guys hear me? Don't touch that. Could you guys hear me laughing in the background and
Johnny
craing
Cash.
in the background? Oh my
bit.
god, I was literally
it'll
crying.
fit in very nice.
Oh dear
I
god.
like just now. You're like, don't touch that.
Yeah, that was my mouse, not my penis. But either way.
Well,
Hopefully, so what we're gonna do with this is we're gonna release this episode normally, and then.
Oh, you smell terrible, by the way. Have you just... You need to lay off the fiber choice, man.
Whatever. And we're going to make a video out of the story itself, and hopefully Color or someone else can supply us with pictures to go along with it. But yeah, let's wrap this up, shall we?
let us wrap this up. In fact, thank you very much for watching.
Stories and tales of such glory. Good luck, have fun casting.
I don't want to draw that story.
All right, so until next time, guys, we love you. Thanks, bye.
Yay!